Hello students, in the last class, online class, I have explained, we are discussing the third chapter, elements, compound and mixture, and I have taught you till the properties of the noble gases or inert gases. So today in this video lecture, I will teach you about the compounds, okay, and what are compounds. So compounds, when an atom of two or more different elements combine chemically in a fixed proportion, they form compound. Atom of the same element can combine to form molecule of element but not a compound. Okay. So what are compounds? See, let us say if A is an element and B is another element, okay, so A is a different types of atoms and B is a different types of atoms, okay, and they combine together then to form chemically, obviously, okay, then they form a compound. For example, say if you take hydrogen, hydrogen is one element, and if you take oxygen is another element, okay, then hydrogen is a different element and oxygen is a different element. Okay, now when they combine, they can form H2O, right? So they can form H2O. So H2O is a compound. Why? See, how will you understand whether it is a compound or not? In compound, okay, the compound, the elements are more than one. Okay, it is made up of atoms of different elements, right? Okay, so here you can see hydrogen is a different element, oxygen is a different element. Okay, but how do you understand whether it is a simple element? See here, just look at here. See, two hydrogen atoms have combined, two oxygen atoms have combined. Okay, so these are element. So you can say these are elements molecule. Okay, so these are element molecules. But this is a compound molecule. This is a compound molecule. Okay, so we will write that this is a compound molecule, right? Now, for example, the oxygen molecule is made up of only one atom. It is not a compound. Oxygen molecules are made up of one kind of atom. So, water molecule H2O is a compound because it is made up of atoms of oxygen and hydrogen, which are two different elements. Okay, so these are two different elements, right? So water, in case of water, you can see that hydrogen and oxygen are two different elements. So how do I understand whether it is a compound or not? In compound, okay, the formula you will see that there are more than one kinds of elements, right? For example, hydrogen chloride, you can see HCl, you can find hydrogen, and chlorine you can see, sorry, okay, so these are two different elements, so this is a compound. Sodium chloride, here also you can see sodium, Na and Cl, both are two different elements, so they are compound. Nitrogen dioxide, NO2, also is a compound. Why? Because nitrogen and oxygen are two completely different elements. Okay. Similarly, zinc sulfide, ZnS, okay, zinc and sulfur both are different elements, so this is a compound. Magnesium chloride, MgCl2, okay, magnesium and chlorine are different elements, so they have formed a chemical combination, chemically they have combined in a fixed ratio to form a compound. The properties of a compound are different from the properties of the elements that made up of compound. Okay, for example, carbon dioxide CO2 is made up of atoms of carbon, which is a solid non-metal, and oxygen, which is a gaseous non-metal. So its properties are different from the carbon and oxygen, right? So what do you understand by this? See, for example, say when hydrogen and oxygen they combine together, you know, oxygen help in combustion, right? And oxygen totally have different property. Hydrogen also is a supporter of combustion. Okay, so here when both of them combine, they form water, and you know water does not help in burning, right? So they have a totally different property when they form compound. Okay, so their individual properties is not maintained when they are forming any compound. Okay. Now let's move on to the characteristics of compound. A compound is a pure substance. Why it is a pure substance? A pure substance, what kind of substance are known as pure? Yes, the substances which bear some formula, okay, they are known as pure substances. For example, just now we have seen that H2O I have written, so it is the formula of water. Carbon dioxide is a pure substance. NaCl, sodium chloride is a pure substance. Magnesium chloride is a pure substance. Why? Because you can represent them with some specific chemical formula, okay, so they are pure substances, right? A compound has same composition and same properties, that is homogeneous, right? So for example, say when you take a jar of or a glass of water, say you have taken a glass of water, right? Pure water means distilled water, okay? So throughout this you will find only H2O molecules, right? Okay, and it is homogeneous. Homogeneous means, homo means same, geneous means composition. So they have the same composition throughout. That is why compound are pure substance and homogeneous substances, right? A compound has distinct properties as the original component lose their individual properties. Just now I explained what happened. Okay, that in a compound, whatever the element or atoms are taking part, they lose their properties. Okay, totally a new property is formed when they are forming that compound. Okay. Element in a compound cannot be separated by physical method. Simple physical method is not enough to separate. For example, iron cannot be separated from iron sulfide. See here it is mentioned, iron sulfide FeS. Okay, so you cannot separate this iron just bringing a magnet very close to it. Don't think that all the iron particle will get stick to the magnet and you can easily separate. No, it is not possible, because this is a compound. So in a compound the element cannot be separated by a simple physical method. Okay, you cannot separate them by a simple physical method, right? Now energy is released or absorbed during the formation of a compound. Now whenever there is some formation of compound, either heat energy is evolved or energy is absorbed. That means either the process can be endothermic. In endothermic process what happens, students? Yes, heat is absorbed, and in exothermic process what happened? Heat is evolved. Okay, so whenever there is a formation of any compound, either the heat is evolved or energy is absorbed or energy is evolved. Okay, now it can be, sometimes it also take place in the form of light or other form of energy as well. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the compounds which you should go and learn by heart. Okay, go through and learn by heart. Next, symbols of elements. Now the abbreviations of the name of an element to its initial letter or letters is called the symbols of the element. Now what are symbols of elements? Yes, you have seen that we use various symbols for the various elements. Okay, so they are the shorthand, right? Shorthand means they represent, you need not to write the entire name, just by writing the symbols, okay, you can represent our entire element, right? Chemical symbols are a form of shorthand. Okay, so they are the short form, right? So the symbols for an element consist of one or two letters of the element name. The symbols are used all over the world and are easy to write instead of writing the whole name. Yes. For example, say if I write here H2 plus O2 produces H2O. Now I have to balance the reaction. I will put 2 over here. Okay, see, in such a small space I have written. But if you try to write the name, let us try hydrogen. I will write hydrogen plus oxygen react to produce water. Yes. So you see that the space taken by it is quite more, right? And it time taking also. Yes, not very convenient, isn't it? It's not very convenient. It's space taking, time taking, right? So that is the reason the symbols are used all over the world and are easy to write instead of their whole names. Symbols are also used when describing how atoms react with one another. See, here I have used symbols in order to explain the reaction. Okay, another reaction, say H2 hydrogen plus chlorine react to produce 2HCl. So here also I have used the symbols only. Okay, but if you try to write the name, go by name, then it will take more time and more space. Now the following are the rules for writing a chemical symbols of the element. Now what are the rules which we should keep in our mind, okay, while writing the symbols of the element? Number 1, the symbols for an element is the first letter of its name. For example, hydrogen we write H, carbon we write C, oxygen we write O. Yes, so this is the first thing which you need to keep in your mind, that the symbols for an element actually is the first letter of its name, and that too also in capital letter. If the names of the two or more elements begins with the same letter, then what should we do? The first two letter can be used, for example, argon AR, okay, aluminium Al, calcium Ca, okay, so it can be used, right? So already if for any symbols, for example, say for nitrogen we have already used N. Now for neon, then if we write N again, then it's very difficult to recognize them or to distinguish. So that is why Ne, neon. Okay. So there are various examples you can go through from here only. Okay, you will find two letters we have taken. Now some elements in particular, those discovered by the alchemist. Now some elements have been given their name after the alchemist who have discovered them. Okay, for example, Hg for mercury. The Latin name of Hg or mercury is hydrargyrum, right? Similarly, copper, Cu. Okay, the Latin name is cuprum. Au for gold we write, actually the Latin name is aurum. So like that there are various symbols which is named after the alchemist. Some elements have their symbols with their first letter followed by a small letter of a strong sound. For example, Mg, magnesium. Yes, so in Mg we write M, magnesium, and G. See, we are not talking A sound is not strong, but G is a strong sound, so we are taking the G alphabet over here. Mn, instead of taking Ma, we are writing Mn for manganese. Cl, we are not taking Ch, instead of it we are writing Cl for chlorine. Okay, so like that you will get various symbols here also. See from table 3.1, go through the symbols of the various elements which is given, okay, and try to learn them with the name and symbol both. Okay, try to learn them very nicely. Okay. Now what are the importance of symbols? What is the importance or significance of symbols? Okay, see, the symbols of an element signifies or helps, okay, actually the name of an element. It signifies, it shows the name of an element. Yes, for example, if you write H stands for hydrogen, so we come to know that it is hydrogen. If you write C stands for carbon, and we come to know that it is carbon. On the other hand, one atom of the element, it also shows one atom of element, right? For example, the symbol O mean, if you write only O, it means one atom of oxygen, right? So student, I will end my lecture till here. Go nicely through this video, okay, and learn all the symbols very nicely. And after watching the video, please write it in the comment box, okay, that you have watched. And if you have any queries, you can ask me, or you can write in the comment box only. Okay, thank you.